And we are live. Hey everybody, Gerda Muller here, clinical psychologist and private practice success business coach and mentor. And welcome to my deck. There's a bit of background noise going on, and it's mostly the lovely rain going down the gutters because we have had such an amazing downpour of rain here in Agnes Water throughout the night, and it's still going on right now. Can't really see the rain, it doesn't really pick up the rain, but you can see it's nice and wet and nature is just loving it. You can hear the frogs, my friends. There's so many green frogs here, which is fine as long as they stay there in the trees where they belong, right? It's just an amazing day here. It's actually cool, and I thought I need to come and talk to you guys. And the title of today's live stream is Let Those Demons Out So You Can Do the Things. Very important. So it's a bit of a personal one from my own experience. Now, just before I get stuck into that, welcome to the 3 people that are here live with me, that are listening. Please say hi, say hello in the comments so that I know who you are. Facebook doesn't tell me who you are, and I do love to know who I'm talking to. So let's get stuck into today's topic. Now, if you've read my book, The 7-Figure Practice, you will know that a major catalyst for my whole journey into building my 2-group private practices up to 7-figure practices, and ultimately for me to start Private Practice Success Australia. Hey Bianca, thank you for saying hello. Was that I had this really difficult time in my practice, and to make a long story short, because I don't want to talk about that specific stuff right now, is it pushed me to a point where I said, you know what, I need to put up my hand and get some help, right? So I hired my first business coach. So I have had business coaches in my life now since February. I met him in January 2012, and I signed up as a client of his in February 2012. That was my very first business coach. Hey Christina, welcome. How's Adelaide today? So since 2012, for the last 8 years, I have always had a business coach or mentor, by my side, really by my side, holding my hand. And those first 4 years of working with Nathan McDonald, who was my business coach back then, it was pretty intense, right? Pretty intense. I saw him every Thursday for 2 hours from 9 to 11, and it was just bam, 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 working so hard, so much change, stepping outside of my comfort zone. Really, it felt like I was consistently in a battle, right? And I really gained a lot of scars, but so much learning from that time, and I'm forever grateful for him coming into my life, and also for him teaching me the benefits of having a business coach. And since then, I've had business coaches to help me with the online part of my business, to help me with the visibility part of my business, and all of that type of stuff, right? And even today, I still have a mentor that I work with. I feel that it's so important having somebody that always pushes you to, again, step out of your comfort zone, because at each level of growth, there's a new level of discomfort, right? And then you get comfortable, then you go, yeah, I'm doing so well. And then you go, oh, I'm stagnating, right? So how do I get to that next level if that is what you want to do? And I guess I'm not here to tell you to get a business coach or mentor, but I do highly recommend that. My message is this. And before I give that message, what I want to say is this, that I had noticed over the last couple of days that I had been in, almost last night when I voxed my mentor, the lovely Nicola, I said, it was like I was in this fog of procrastination, in this fog of overthinking. Hey Stacy, how are you? In this fog of resistance, right? Because I've got a hell of a lot of stuff on my plate at the moment, got various business interests, and everything is very important to me. And you get in that place where it's so much stuff that you need to do that you start to procrastinate because you don't know what to do first, right? And there's all these people that relies on me, that are waiting on me to send them stuff so that they can do their job. And then, I'm still home here, being a single parent for the first time in my life. So much respect for single parents, right? And Christina says snap. Yeah, snap, Christina. And getting the kids settled in, they're getting used to a new house, and all that stuff that comes into it as well. And I realized that I was in this fog of procrastination, overthinking, overanalyzing, and therefore not moving forward. So I sent my mentor a message and said, I think I need a session. think I need to talk to someone. And I did speak to her yesterday, and that is what I refer to as letting the demons out, right? Because these little thoughts and stuff in your mind that you mull on over the whole time, it is like little demons. They're evil because they hold you back, right? And they're insidious. They talk to you the whole time and whisper to you, and you can get so stuck in that fog that you can't see where you are going, right? And that is what helps when you then hop onto the phone with your mentor, or ideally on the phone, right? Or on a Voxer, that also helps. But I felt yesterday the fog was so thick that I had to talk it out, right? That I needed more than just a Voxer message to get through this. Thank you, Patricia. I'm still getting used to it in myself. So my message is this: if you have a business coach and mentor, make use of them. Okay, I'm one of those clients that I don't reach out a lot. I normally go in my head, what would Nicola say? Oh, she would tell me to do A, B, and C. Now go and do that, Gerda. But sometimes that doesn't work, right? And sometimes I have really high expectations of myself, of knowing that I should do. It's like, Gerda, you know what you need to do, right? Gerda, you know what you should do, right? Just go and do it. But sometimes even I can't do that because of all these circumstances, and I'm only human as well, right? So if you do have somebody in your corner, please make an appointment with them. Please book that phone consult and make use of them. That is what they are there for, right? And even when I spoke to my mentor, we were talking about programs and stuff, a program that I'm mulling on over at the moment. And I told her, I know that when people actually talk to me, the people that book their consults are the guys that get a lot of results, right? That's when I'm at my best, problem solving stuff with them on the phone. And then it's like penny dropped. Maybe I should do that more with my mentor, right? Hey, Amanda, thanks for joining. Maybe that's what will happen for me as a client. So if you do have a mentor, a coach, make sure that you make use of them. Book that consult, book that appointment. And similarly, if you aren't in a position to have, formal mentoring and coaching at that one-to-one level, maybe you are doing more shorter term programs and courses, do the training, okay? Do the training. On Monday, I sent out my cash flow forecasting made easy to the guys, mostly girls, ladies in that group. And the first thing I said in that group was, today, I told them on Monday, make sure you do this, okay? And then this morning, I put up another post asking, have you actually booked in the time to do this training? Because how many of us, and again, I've done this myself, that's why I know, and I've run enough courses to know that people often buy and don't do, right? You have to do the doing. No use investing in a program, even if it's a $27 program or course that you're buying. No use paying that money, downloading it, getting the email in your inbox, filling all of that stuff up. Thanks for the love hearts, Patricia. And not doing the darn thing, right? It just makes you feel bad. You're wasting your money and you feel bad for not having taken action on it. You feel guilty and overwhelmed because your inbox just keeps on growing and growing and growing. Yes, thank you. Christina is also putting her hand up. There's so many of us that do that, right? So if you see a program out there and you go, yes, I know I need that, purchase it by all means, but also go, okay, where am I going to do this training in the next week or two? book it into your diary, like having an appointment, right? I can tell you as a program and course developer, facilitator, trainer, I would much rather prefer people implementing rather than just buying. I would rather you not buy a program of mine if you're not going to implement. Because at the end of the day, you're going to feel like you didn't get results from it. Yes, it's your own fault because you didn't do it. Let's take accountability. But really, I don't want your money if you're not going to get value from my programs, right? I truly don't. So I'm always kicking people's asses. Have you done it? When are you going to do it? Book it in. This is an appointment with yourself. Just like you need to book that time with your mentor and your coach, book the time with yourself when you're doing a program. You know, be one of those people that do the stuff and ask questions in the group. Get as much value from it as possible. That is the only way you're going to grow, but you have to create the time for it. So that I put that in the post this morning as well, when I put it in that group, when I said, because I told them you're going to need 3 hours to do this, 90 minutes to watch the training, and then at least 90 minutes to implement the things. So I said 3 hours will probably sound like a lot, right? It does. For most of us, 3 hours sound like so much time if I ask you to get 3 hours within the next 5 working days, right? But it is about creating that time. You need to prioritize your learning, you need to prioritize your growth, and then you need to create that time in your diary. You know, if the fridge inside all of a sudden breaks and I had to replace it, I would just have to create the time to hop in my car, drive all the way to Bundy, which is 90 minutes away, and go and get a new fridge, right? And drive back again. I would do it because it's important. I need it, and that's the way that you need to look at your own learning, right? At your own growth. It is important. And if you know that you are not going to have the time to invest in that, then don't. It's the same. Let's be honest here. It's the same thing we do when we buy books. Who here loves buying a good book? A good clinical book, a good psychology book. You know, I have been to a lot of psychology conferences, and especially not a lot as an exhibitor, but in the last 2 years I've done some exhibiting and psychology conferences. You know which table is the busiest in the exhibition space? The guys selling clinical books. People are buying like stack loads of books, right? And these days I don't buy a lot of clinical books, but I love buying business books. I cannot hop on a plane and walk past the bookstore at the airport and not buy a business book. I go to like the top 10 section, go, which of these are business? Oh, it's top 10. I need to get that. I'm such a sucker, right, when it comes to that stuff. But then ask yourself, those books, do you actually read them? Or do they just fill up your bookcase? Do they just make you feel good? I don't know. Maybe that's return on investment, feeling good because you bought it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if you truly want to learn, you need to make the time to read that book, to go through it, get a highlighter out. I'm one of those people that loves to highlight and write in books. Maybe that's not good, but that's what I do, right? That's the way I learn. I'm a very visual learner. I always at school had to write stuff out, then I highlight it. I draw a circle over the keywords. That's just how I learn. Do whatever it is that you need to do to get the value from the stuff that you purchase, to get the value from the supports that you have in place in your life. You know, the people, your mentors, your coaches, we want to help you. It's why we do what we do. But we also need you to sometimes put up your hand and go, you know what? I need to let the demons out. I need to just hop on the phone and be completely vulnerable. You know, have a whinge and a whine, have a, you know, whatever you need to do. Have a cry if you need to have a cry. Get angry if you need to get angry. That's our job as business coaches and mentors, right? To listen to all of that stuff, to help contain that, and then to help you find your direction and your way out of that fog so that you can get back to doing the things that impacts lives, that you could get back to doing the things that fills you up and that's your meaning and your purpose, right? So I hope that has been helpful. If you are watching the replay, please share with me your thoughts and your comments on this. I'm gonna love and leave you. I didn't. What time is it? It is. Let me open up my Apple Watch. I've got 5 minutes to make a cup of tea before I hop onto the Inner Circle weekly Q&A that starts at 11 a.m. Queensland time. So whatever you're doing on this amazing Thursday, have a fabulous day. I'll speak to you soon. And remember, as always, all you need to do is say yes to your very own ultimate level 5 private practice. It is my pleasure, Patricia. Bye for now.